What's up, folks? Blaze Thompson back once again with Food Chart Fridays live. Here's where we talk about real world examples, what we're doing on the ground with clientele in the gym weekly, talking about our 1, 2, 3 strategy, 1 day a week to plan and execute nutrition. It's number one for a reason because it's most important. 2 days a week of strength training as a minimum to get results, 3 days a week as a cardio. You put those three together, you get fantastic results every time. That would equal a healthy body fat percentage for men and women. I've never seen somebody follow those directions and fail. Weekly, we like to talk about what I see with clients day to day when they turn in their food charts every Friday. I'm not a nutritionist. This is my experience for the past 17 years in the fitness industry, growing up as a child of fitness, and what I have seen work over time. So we always like to start off with specific food charts from clientele that they turn in. I also invite you to all out there watching in TV land and social media land to turn in your own food charts. I'll be happy to mail some to you, email, hit you up. You can write it down, turn it in, we can take a look. The second thing we do is we talk about a topic of the week, and this week it's going to be 5 tips for successful eating and accountability on vacation. So with that being said, let's roll into some charts. First person I want to talk about this week is a guy, Patrick D. Patrick turns his charts in electronically. We've seen some consistency over Patrick for the past 4 weeks. He does a little bit of intermittent fasting, a little fasted cardio, and outside of that, he works his balanced nutrition. Let's see if we can flip it. Getting a little feedback there. Are we upside down? We're back. So, trying to eliminate the seizure factor on that bad boy. Patrick lost about 2 pounds, which is a little below average weight loss in a month. We look at a pound a week as being considered healthy weight loss. However, he brought his body fat percentage down right at 1%, which 0.25% body fat loss is healthy in a week. So in 4 weeks, his body fat percentage came down exactly the way it's supposed to, which means right now his body is in flux and he is putting on a little bit of muscle. So in reality, he did a great job. And we always use that body fat number as the real measuring block. And then we look at weight as the secondary number. So I'm proud of you, Patrick. Way to put those numbers together. Way to be consistent for the last few weeks. And as we know, we got to grind. We're going to look at portion control, make sure we're going in the right direction, and stay consistent. Because this is a long-term thing, not a short-term thing. Next, I got another new client named Christina who turned in her food charts yesterday. I gave the sheet back to her so she could look at it on her own. And had a little more space to write in. But this lady has nailed her food charts. She's followed every single direction to the T off the bat and even jumped ahead a couple of spots. So the one thing that concerns me about that is usually when people do everything as much as they can in the beginning, it's the long haul that I'm really worried about. That's why what we focus on here is changing one thing at a time. However, she got fantastic results to go with that adoption. She lost about 3.5 pounds really in just the first 3 weeks, 2 weeks of her training, because she's nailing her snacks. She's doing breakfast. Last week we were going to work on eating the same breakfast every single day. Scrambled eggs, spinach, walnuts, and a little bit of fruit. She nailed that every single day. She's got her snacks down. She's doing her 1 carb a day with 2 healthy fats. Looks like she's found out she's a dinner lady. She's a dinner girl. So she's doing fantastic nailing that. Super proud of you, Christina. Next chart I want to look at is Dave. We've been talking about Dave the whole time here on Food Chart Fridays. Dave Long, Dave L, recovering from cancer, has now been back in the gym for quite some time. Dave's food charts were junk. He was McDonald's in his face. His breakfast looked fantastic now, though, and that's where he was hitting off the fast food the most. The rest of his meals are looking pretty good, too. He's eating some sandwiches for lunch, eating more grilled chicken, sweet potato. He's a big man, Dave. He's like 6'5". He's got some space on his frame. With that being said, the big concern, the thing we talked about tonight, he's got a sweet tooth and he's been crushing sweets at night every single night. And he started to see his progress slow down. Because when he was eating terrible, you cut that down some, but still we need to try to get in that 75-80% of the time range, and he's busting about 85% of the time. Before he was like 110 jacked up, if you could say that, because every meal was jacked up in some way. And now he's whittled it down quite a bit. Great snacks on his sheets, getting his muscle milks and proteins in. But we got to work on his desserts. So what I've encouraged him to do is come up with some healthier dessert option. Halo Top ice cream, taking Greek yogurts, mixing them up already so the fruits mix through, and then stick them in the fridge, get them frozen, and doing fat-free cottage cheese with some fruit. It's ways to get something sweet that you like. One more that I will use is I'll do chocolate, Jello sugar-free chocolate pudding with a scoop of Cool Whip on the top, and then make sure I have a scoop of protein on the side. I love chocolate, and that is a super low-calorie way. It's like 90 grams total. 90 calories or less total to put those two together, and it tastes like a creamy little pie. So I like the honesty out of David, and I like the fact that he continues to turn his charts in, and we will turn this around because he's hitting another one of those walls. If I made good results by making some changes, and now am I going to make more changes? If he keeps writing down the truth, he damn sure will. That's what we've seen over time. So the last one we're going to talk about is a new person. This is Nora P. And you can see all kinds of stuff written on Nora. She's got notes to herself. She's letting us know where she started and finished. I like about this is affirmations and reality. She says she's got a 2, 4, and 8 week reminder that she puts on the sheet to set into her head that at 2 weeks is when you start, and at 4 weeks is when you start to really feel it, and at 8 weeks is really when you're going to see the change. She's got something about her rock bottom weight that she never wants to see again. She's got a little 15-minute rule that she reminds herself, if this is something I want to eat, I'll wait 15 minutes and see if I still feel that way. She addresses the feelings, and she damn sure has changed her food. She's got fantastic breakfast options on here. She's doing a lot better with eggs and spinach. We like that vegetable to start the day. She's got great snack choices. She's looking at doing cottage cheese and carrots, chicken and asparagus. She's being consistent with that. Her dinners have cleaned up. We're looking at turkey, mixed greens. She's got a little bit of carbish late in the day. That's where she's trying to aim her carbohydrates for. She's got a little bit of carbish early in the day, but this is cleaned up considerably from what it was. And it looks like she's doing Greek yogurts for most of her late night snacks. So she lost 3 pounds in the past, about 3 pounds in the last week because she's changed her food. And she nails the diet consistently. I think it's actually been 3.5 pounds over the 2 or 3 weeks that she's been working out with us. Let me get that correct. But it's because she's tweaking those screws and getting that thing to tighten up. So, those are the live on the streets food charts we're going to talk about today. Now we're going to talk about our 5 tips for being successful when you're on vacation. These are simple tips, and the cool thing is you don't have to do a whole lot of shit different when you go on vacation if you're following the rules when you're not. That's tip number 1. Boom, be consistent. We teach eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then have little snacks in between. And what that really breaks down to is about a 3-hour interval. And so whether you're on vacation or not, let's say you had a rough night. You got nasty on that vacation the night before. There was a little family game of Parcheesi going on. You was drinking a little easy, and you came in late, and you slept in the next day. Well, whenever you wake up, just try to eat every 3 hours from there. If your breakfast is late, then have your lunch 3 hours later. Have a little snack. But be consistent with the strategies that got you there. Number 2, plan 1 meal a day as your big surplus meal. I don't know about you, but my family likes to cook and get together whenever we're on vacation. And if we go to the beach, I like to hit that greasy seafood at least once. I'm a calabash man, and I will coat the tartare. I love it. But I know that's my one big one of the day. Same thing if we're doing a big lasagna one night, or every once in a while it's a go out in the morning breakfast. But outside of that, I try to be reasonable with the other things that I do, and bring with me what it needs to be successful. And that would be the next tip is pack your snacks. The first thing that I pack whenever I go on vacation for tip number 3, I make sure I have enough protein bars to last. If I'm going somewhere for 5 days, then I'm going to pack a box of 15. That way I make sure to have the snacks. And I bring those bad boys onto the beach with me when I need to. I just skim the pack, boom, crush it, I'm done. I can make it a muscle milk, drink it fast, crush it, I'm done. On these vacations, protein drinks are a great way, and protein shakes are a great way to check the box. Even if you've been taking in excess calories from alcohol, if you'll put that protein in, it'll help slow down digestion and maintain your blood sugar. We can go with the calories in versus calories out equation. For sure, it's a fact. You put in too many calories, you're going to gain weight. But if you're avoiding that protein, more of those calories are going to be stored as fat. Because when you put in that protein, you're still giving your body the consistency of protein across the day, and you're going to be full. You're going to be less likely to go off the rails and eat crappy foods on top of the drinks, because you're going to be eating the right foods as you head through the day. Next, exercise while you're on vacation. At least do the minimum of your 2 days of strength, 3 days of cardio. And the way I look at it when on vacation is exercise is the real only me time I get, because a lot of the other times on vacation I end up having to do things with family, do things with friends. So a 20-minute walk, we talk about a 20-minute walk being the minimum amount of exercise you can do and get a result. So just get out and walk by yourself for 20 minutes. Make that true you time. super easy travel strength training set routine would be pick 3 exercises, do 30 reps of each for 3 rounds. If that shit sounds crazy hard to you, then just do 15 reps each. We're talking something simple like push-ups, sit-ups, and bodyweight squats. Get 3 rounds of 30 reps, and that's 90 reps each. That's a lot. So if your fitness level's a little lower, make it lighter, but do that minimum. Make that you time, and then that guilt factor begins to go down, and boom. And like I said, I found it to be very soulful to spend that time with me when I'm on vacation, instead of just trying to pound and do what everybody else wants to do. Make that time for yourself. And then finally, make vacation about recovery. It's okay outside of that minimum to chill out. It's okay to miss. That's where that consistency from number 1 comes back. Vacation's about recovery. It's about deloading your system. It's about enjoying yourself. So number 5 tip is make sure to enjoy yourself on vacation. If you're doing the basics consistently over time when you're not on vacation, and you come in with a plan and you miss a snack here or there, it's okay. Just remember, get back on board 3 hours later, cut yourself some slack, hang loose, and do your thing, baby. Because this is vacation and we want you to enjoy yourself. That being said, we're going into a holiday weekend. I want to spread much love to my viewers, people out there who supported me each week with these Food Chart Fridays. I'm extremely grateful to get to spend this time with you every Friday. Remember, if I can ever be of service and help you, I'm more than happy to hook you up. Hit me with an email, blaze@prolificpark.com or blazethm@gmail.com. You can also message me here on Facebook, and I'll be happy to send you some paperwork, get you started on the journey to writing down that food, getting some of that awareness, surrender, and growth, baby. So, have a great holiday. Much love. We'll see you next Friday right here on Food Chart Fridays Live, where 1 rep, 1 moment, 1 meal at a time, we get this thing right. Much love, and be well.